Hello everyone and welcome to my BFA Quick Start guide series, where I explain you all of the things you need to know in a quick and easy to understand video. Do keep in mind that this is still a basic guide and that I will make an update on the more advanced stuff once we're a couple of weeks into the new raid tier and mythic pluses. So in this one we are going to talk about all of the changes made to the Beast Mastery Hunter going into BFA. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more WoW content. As always, the video will be separated into 3 different segments, changes made to baseline abilities, spells and mechanics, followed by me showing you the different talent builds, and the third segment will be about the rotation. At the end of the video, I will talk a little bit more about the current best azerite traits for both AoE and single target, but remember, with the azerite gear, things can still change and not everything is set in stone, so take what I say with a grain of salt. As always, should you have any questions about my UI or add-ons that I use, there is a link in the description to a video that will show you how you can achieve the same UI. The Beast Mastery Hunter didn't see a lot of changes in BFA and plays more or less the same as in Legion. Personally, I enjoy playing Beast Mastery quite a lot. It's a spec that has an answer to literally any situation. On top of that, their talent setup and gameplay are, in my opinion, one of the smoothest currently in the game. As a Beast Mastery Hunter, you don't need to take single target talents or AoE talents. The talent build that I'm about to show you performs extremely well in both single target and AoE situations. This means that you don't have to compromise, making BM insanely good. Beast Mastery combines really good performance with insane mobility because all of your abilities are instant casts, which means that you can simply continue dealing damage while executing mechanics. It's weird for me to say this, but besides pet managing, Beast Mastery doesn't have any other weaknesses. Okay, let's get into the first part of the video. Like I said earlier, the Beast Mastery Hunter didn't see a lot of changes, besides a handful, but there is one change that is very noticeable. In Battle for Azeroth, Dire Frenzy got replaced by Barbed Shot. It works exactly the same, but just has a different name. Barbed Shot fire a shot that tears through your enemy and sends your pet into a frenzy, increasing attack speed by 30% for 8 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Managing your frenzy stacks is one of the most important things in the new expansion. Like other classes, some abilities have been set on the global cooldown. For the Hunter, this is Bestial Wrath and Aspect of the Wild. In BFA, pet-specific abilities are still a thing, but they have been reduced. Right now, all of the pet specializations deal the same amount of damage, but the pets do provide different bonuses depending on which specialization you pick. Ferocity gives you and your pet more leech and primal rage, aka heroism or bloodlust. Tenacity is our tanking pet spec, which gives endurance, training and survival of the fittest. Last but not least is cunning, which will give you pathfinding and master's call. In general, you can classify these specializations like this. Ferocity is great for PvE content, mythic pluses and raids, while the Tenacity spec is great when soloing rares and elites for world questing, and Cunning is more for PvP with the movement increase and CC reduction. But don't worry, all pets still have their specific abilities. Let's take a look at the currently strongest performing build, both for single target and AoE. Level 15 Killer Instinct is by far the strongest talent on this row. Level 30 Chimera Shot is also outperforming the other 2. Level 45 is free of choice and depends on the situation. Level 60 for any type of content, Murder of Crows is the best talent. Level 75 is again free of choice. Level 90 Stomp is outperforming the other 2 talents. Level 100 Aspect of the Beast or Killer Cobra. They both are very close in terms of damage, although Aspect of the Beast is more versatile. Killer Cobra plays the same as in Legion, where during the Bestial Wrath window, we're going back to back between Kill Command and Cobra shots. Let's get into the best part of the video, the rotation. As always, I will start by going over the very basics and we will work our way up from there. The Beast Mastery Hunter's rotation evolves around Kill Command, and you want to use that whenever it's available and use other abilities while we wait for Kill Command to come off cooldown. The other really important thing that we have to be aware of is tracking our frenzy stacks. Using Barbed Shot will give you a frenzy stack. We can go up to 3 stacks in total and we don't want to lose them. Succeeding in keeping the frenzy buff up will result in a lot of damage. We also don't want to waste Barbed Shot to get faster uptime on Bestial Wrath. Ideally, we always want to refresh our frenzy at the last possible moment. I advise using a weak aura to track the frenzy buff. Chimera Shot should be used on cooldown, but of course don't use it when you're about to cap focus. Next we apply Murder of Crows, preferably on the lowest HP targets, because when they die, the cooldown from a Murder of Crows will be reset. Next we use Bestial Wrath on cooldown, but be sure that you have at least one Frenzy stack and ideally a kill command before you use Bestial Wrath. Our Aspect of the Wild should preferably be used together with Bestial Wrath. It's fine to hold on to your Aspect of the Wild and wait for Bestial Wrath to come off cooldown. Last but not least, use Cobra Shot when there is nothing else to do or when you have a lot of focus to burn and kill command is on cooldown. Right, so with that in mind, let's go over the single target rotation. Quick disclaimer first, the azerite trait Primal Instinct doesn't influence our rotation. Let's start with the opener. As always, we want to take a pre-pot, use Aspect of the Wild 1.5 seconds before pull, cast one Barb Shot, cast a Murder of Crows, activate Bestial Wrath followed by a kill command, use Chimera Shot, use Cobra Shot, use another Barb Shot to extend the Frenzy buff, use another Cobra Shot, and then we use a kill command. After the opener, we go over into our priority system, where we use Barb Shot to keep up the Frenzy buff. Keep in mind that you're trying to refresh it as late as possible. Next, we want to cast Kill Command on cooldown, cast Chimera Shot on cooldown, refresh Murder of Crows when needed, cast Bestial Wrath whenever it's off cooldown. When Aspect of the Wild comes off cooldown, you want to use it together with your Bestial Wrath. And last but not least, use Cobra Shot when nothing else is available and you have focus to spend. Next is our multi-target AoE rotation, which is more or less the same as your single target rotation, except that we're using multi-shot, which will activate Beast Cleave. When fighting against two targets, we try to keep up our Beast Cleave, but we're still prioritizing our kill commands and frenzy buff. You can therefore use multi-shot instead of Cobra Shot. When we're fighting more than 3 targets, you should try to keep up Beast Cleave all the time, and it's now a higher priority than kill command. However, we are still prioritizing our frenzy buff. At the end of the day, in multi-target situations, we're just keeping up Beast Cleave by using multi-shot every 3 to 4 seconds, while at the same time managing our frenzy stacks and using kill commands. If you so desire, you can also play with the Killer Cobra talent, which functions the same as in Legion. While Bestial Wrath is active, we're going back to back between Cobra shots and kill commands. Killer Cobra and Aspect of the Beast are very close to each other in terms of damage. And that is everything for the rotation. Now let's talk about the best azerite traits for Beast Mastery. Starting with the single target ones first. As you can see, for our tier 1 traits, Thunderous Blast is to no surprise the best one. The only spec-specific azerite trait is Primal Instinct. Aspect of the Wild increases your mastery and grants you an extra charge of Barb Shot, which is really handy. Personally, I do take this trait because it makes keeping up our frenzy buff a lot easier. As for our tier 2 traits, they're all in all the same as most other classes. Let's take a look at the best AoE multi-target traits. Primal Instincts seems a little bit higher on this one, but besides that, the other traits are again passive damaging buffs. As for our tier 2 traits, they're again just a bunch of passives, damage increasing buffs. At the end of the day, be sure to sim yourself from time to time, that way you're 100% sure which stats, gear pieces and traits are best for your character. And that is again all for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Please do be aware that this is still kind of a basic guide, just for the people that want to catch up with their class in a quick and easy manner. Like I said, the more advanced stuff will come a few weeks after the first raid tier has been released. Like the video if you liked it, put any comments in the comment section down below, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more WoW content. For the people that are already subscribed, be sure to hit the bell icon and join the notification squad. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.